Markets are pumping. This feels so good. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. We're going to be diving in here in just a moment. How are you all doing? Let's get the live chat flowing here. Did you do anything fun this weekend? Did you buy anything? Did you sell anything? Did you sit on your hands? Are you excited about what's coming to this market? Because it is lighting up right now. XRP saw some movement. Cardano saw some movement. ONDO, the chain link, the market is starting to get exciting. The total market cap is also hitting a new all-time high. Where are we going from here? We're about to get this going, everybody. So hope you're all feeling good. Hope you're all looking good. I hope your portfolios are pumping good. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get this retweeted out. We got a giveaway we're doing today as well. So shout out to everybody out there that participates on a regular. We're going to be diving in here in just a moment. So as we do that, let's go ahead and get the music pumping, because what's happening right now? The market is pumping. Let's go.
Bitcoin, pump. Altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump. Altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump. Altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump. Altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin to flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on foolish out there. It's not our fault. Blame the coal. It's the political cowards. When it comes to gas, our purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping. Altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We are hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, pump. Altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, pump. Altcoin, pump.
we are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't
flight
nobody
to
tell me
quality.
nothing. Bitcoin, pump.
We are hearing from clients around the world.
Prepared for this.
$92,000, over $3 trillion total market cap. The market is doing exactly what we've been outlining for the last 7 months. It's finally here, and it doesn't mean you can't still mess this up. Let's not mess this up. This is that life-changing opportunity. You're here before the flood, but that dam is starting to break. So what are you doing about it? Everybody throw a 1 in chat if you're ready to go. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? Monday, $92,000 Bitcoin. We're seeing some nice pumpage to the upside, but more importantly, I won't say more importantly, important for all of you out there that are stacking altcoins, we're seeing the altcoin market ripping out of this zone, pushing up, little consolidation starting to break, and look at where it's hesitating. The direct, almost exact spot that we have outlined, and we've had this on here for quite some time. The next level up is quite a big move from where we're at here. The altcoins that you've been holding, we can see this on the right side. Look at this, plus 5%, 2%, plus 2.7%, 3%, 15% for Chainlink, 9% for ONDO, 8% for XRP, 7% for Cardano, about 3%, a little over 3% for AVAX. We're seeing, I mean, look at this, Render up 13%. DAG, how many of you out there remember we've been talking about Constellation DAG for some months now, starting, I mean, it's more than doubled from where we were talking about it at down at 2 cents. So what is going on right now? Because this market is getting exciting. We're over here at $3.1 trillion. Let's actually refresh this. Maybe it's moved a little bit. Yeah, $3.1 trillion total market cap for the crypto zone. And what are we seeing here? We're seeing quite a bit of green. This is 7 days. Ethereum still bleeding a little bit. Actually, what does that look like looking at it on the chart? Let's look at Ethereum. Okay, look at that. Nice break out of this range, a little bit of a pullback here. And that looks like a bull flag to me if you don't say so yourself. So what would that represent if the price action did break to the upside? $4,500. Let's see what it looks like with if it's not on logarithmic. Option T, measure this out. Let's see where our About, yeah, so anywhere from $4,100 to $4,500 for that next leg up for Ethereum. And I think everybody's waiting on it. I think the altcoin market's waiting on it. I think the capital flows in this ecosystem are kind of waiting on it. All the while, meme coins are just doing their own damn thing. So how are you doing? How are you feeling? The green in the markets, the green in the portfolio is feeling good. It's almost as if we were preparing for something with a lot of data on our side rather than just dancing in the fear that a lot of people just end up joining this market and giving their money away. I don't want you to do that. That's not what we're here for. We're here to change our lives, to change our family lives, to free up time so we can do things that are more meaningful to us. And by the way, we do have a giveaway that we are doing today. We're going to be giving away an Arculus. So I want to see two numbers. The first two numbers I see, I want a number between 6 and 14, and I want a number between 30 and 45. First two that I see, I'm going to write down, and that's how we're going to determine the winner from last week. Big love to all of you. You know, diving in here, I do want to say, if this is your first time, I know it's not going to be your last time. My name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab Academy Daily Stream, and thank you to all our channel partners here. GetArculus.com. Use code LAB10 for 10% off. NordVPN.com/BitLab. You get 4 months free. And of course, CoinW. Trade with us there. We got the whole Signals Lab group where we've been breaking things down. I actually shared a trade in there this morning. I actually took 2 trades. I wasn't able to get the second one in there because I was doing it right before I went on stream. But big love to each and every one of you. The links are directly below this video. If you're watching on Twitter, where is that at? If you're watching on Twitter, x.com. If you're watching on Twitter, first off, shout out for being here. But there's some links directly below the video. If you can see right here, you can just click on the video, click on the comment saying you'll see the BitLab deal right here, which is lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. 120 lessons in there, breaking everything down from on-chain to technical analysis to candles to patterns. It's all in there. And of course, we got our incredible Discord there as well. The free traders group, which is right here. That's, you get access to signing up from CoinW. And then of course, NordVPN.com/BitLab. And I actually need to add the other link for GetArculus.com and using code LAB10, or I think it's Lab20 or BitLab20 for 20% off. Try both of those, and that is to get your Arculus right here. But we got a lot to cover today, so let's dive into it. Just got to get through some of the things that make sure we can pay the bills so we can always bring you incredible content. Shout out to Donato Cabrera, Granny's Garden, Alexandra G, Noni 315, Mizzle, J Mizzle, I should say, Jason H. Okay, let's go back and see where these numbers are at. The first one is... well, okay, let's see. 91, that's too high of a number. 8 for Taco Fisher, and then 33 there from Fred and Crypto Cowboy. All right, let's dive in. We got a lot to cover. I'm just going to run through some stories, and then we're going to do some TA. We're going to talk about some setups. We're going to talk about, is it too late on this coin or that coin, or is this about to heat up? Let's get into it. Everybody, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, ding the bell. Make sure your notifications are on. We got more member streams we're doing this week as well for all of you. I'm also flying to Vegas tomorrow night. I will be doing my streams. I should be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, though. Don't worry. I'm going to be going to a crypto event out there at Mike Tyson's house, and I'll be DJing at Mike Tyson's house, believe it or not. That is not a joke. That is some bizarre reality that we're living in right now. So diving in here, what do we got? Breaking total crypto market cap all-time high. Total crypto market cap, the amount of money that's in the entire crypto ecosystem, breaking out. This is the type of magic I like to look at, especially this early. We're about the second half, but we're still so early in this market cycle and where it's going. But I just want to give you some context here so we all understand why everything you do right now is so important, and fear will be the death of your portfolio right now. Why? I have a bunch of friends, and the reason why actually DZ pointed this out is like, you should format your stuff to make it prettier. I typed this out really quick to a group of family and friends, a chat group that I have. And I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to paste that over to my Twitter. So this is just the basics right here. Is Bitcoin price too high right now? Did you miss it? And you need to know this, even if it's not for yourself. when you're talking to your friends and family, when you're talking to other people that bring this up, know these things. A few notable things I shared in my friends and family message thread. Bitcoin price is not high. Arguably, it is valued at about 5% of true value, as we heard from Dave Weisberger about 2 weeks ago here on the stream. The U.S. will have a strategic Bitcoin reserve, buying 200,000 Bitcoin each year for 5 years. This will start a Bitcoin arms race for G20 countries. In fact, they're probably already starting to buy on a stealth level. There's got to be at least one or two countries out there that's trying to at least keep up pace and front run this massive move that will happen in the market. 16 billion is also about to be released back to the FTX creditors. Crypto-focused investors, likely the lion's share of that will be deployed back into the market. This is happening in about two and a half, 3 weeks time. 16 billion is going to start to be deployed back into the market. Now, how much of that will be? Not 100%, but I would argue over 70% back into buying pressure. In addition to that, Microsoft is voting on adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet first week of December, or I think it's like the December 10th. This will kick off the Bitcoin race, the race to stack Bitcoin from large cap companies. We don't have the major large cap companies yet having Bitcoin on their balance sheet. We have a huge number of institutions and corporations that have started getting exposure through the Bitcoin spot ETFs, but these major cap companies are not yet involved. And what happens when the first one starts? Everybody else is going to race to make sure they don't get left behind. Microstrategy is buying $42 billion worth of Bitcoin over the next 3 years. About 5% of the world has interacted. Is the market pumping? Oh no, I just heard, I heard people yelling out there. So it got me a little excited. So yeah, next 3 years, about 5% of the world has interacted with Bitcoin. So many people coming in. Bitcoin spot ETFs have overwhelmingly surpassed all expectations, amassing over 1 million Bitcoin purchase already in 11 months since they were deployed. The price is incredibly undervalued currently, and the current risk now is to not owning Bitcoin, not if price is too high. This is the best risk-adjusted time since Bitcoin inception to buy due to the government acceptance and institutional involvement. Stack. This is where our mind needs to be right now. So let's go through these things, and then we're going to look at some levels. We're going to dive into this. We're going to get involved with what's going on. For the first time ever, this is something important. I think this is going to have a major impact on altcoins when you consider this. For the first time ever, one Bitcoin is now worth more than the average U.S. retirement savings. I was on a Spaces last night with Gary Cardone and British Hodl and a number of other people, Mike Alfred, a bunch of other people. And we're at this weird inflection point now where we know that this is not overpriced, but the large majority of people that see this, they think they're, the truth is the majority of people that get involved from this point moving forward will never own one complete Bitcoin. Will never be a whole coiner. Now, what that means is there's going to be people that do get allocations. Maybe they have some in the spot ETFs or different funds as funds start to add Bitcoin as a part of their index funds, in addition to MicroStrategy, et cetera. But there's also a bit of the unit bias, where people get more excited. This is one of the reasons why meme coins do so well. People get excited about deploying $100 or $50 or $200 into the crypto market and getting 30 billion coins or 300 million coins because of that unit bias. They don't understand that they're taking on so much more risk. Now, while they may make good money, it's a lottery system because you never know what's going to go up, what's going to go down, what's going to be the reason with meme coins. And I'm not hating on meme coins, but I'm talking to the broad majority of people out there. They don't look at meme coins and realize that you don't put your life savings into it. Now, when we're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and AVAX and Near Protocol and Chainlink and all these things that do have various types of utilities and huge amounts of money in them, almost all of them. I mean, when you look at the coin market cap rankings, look, $1.8 trillion for Bitcoin, 380 billion for Ethereum, and then it gets excessively smaller as you go down the list. Only 88 billion, 64 billion, 54 billion. I mean, you see that Dogecoin is $54 billion. That is crazy. But then you get smaller and smaller, all the way down to number 14, only 10 billion. You get down to 32, only 3 billion. You get down to number 45, 2 billion. Let's scroll down. Number 92, not even a billion. for Aerodrome. This is important because I think as the market starts to heat up and people start to pour in, although people feel like, where's the capital coming from? There's not stimulus. I think at the same time, there's going to be unit bias, that there's going to be a lot of people that are excited about getting altcoins because they think Bitcoin's too expensive. They don't understand, one, that you don't have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You could buy, $11 worth of Bitcoin if you want. But people don't like seeing that they have 0.0002. Now, I think regardless, any amount of Bitcoin you hold is excessively incredible for your future. But there's going to be a huge amount of money that does pour into altcoins. That's why I have been sharing this altcoin portfolio with you all over the we started stacking into this in February, and we had a bit of a rise to the upside and then a bit of a fall. Let's see, 6 months. You see this, let's actually go longer. Let's go 1 year. You see, we had this nice move all the way up here. It actually went above 100 here. It's probably not showing, yeah. There we go. And then we had that, sell off down into the, 50s. And now we're back up at that $100,000 range. And I think whatever your portfolio is, however you are diversifying, making sure that you get exposure to various different asset classes, different niches in this asset class, from AI to DePIN, potentially gaming or DeSci, layer ones, layer twos. There's so many different aspects of this marketplace, file sharing, so on and so forth. With altcoins, you have to sort of protect yourself because you don't know which one's going to fail. You don't know which one's going to be the winner, which is why we have a fairly broad altcoin portfolio here, from Chainlink, ONDO, Avalanche, BitTensor, Aerodrome Finance. I'm actually going to do a video on BitTensor, I think, next week because there's some pretty interesting things we got to pay attention to there. Render, Near, Protocol, Injective, Constellation, Proppy. This is covering everything from real-world asset tokenization to DEXs, to AI, to AI DePIN, to layer ones that address, kind of variety of things. There's so many different aspects of the market that I'm exposed to with this portfolio, that one sector is going to run and the other sector is not. And then that narrative shift is going to happen. So you're going to see different parts of the market do this over time. And we have been stacking in this altcoin portfolio because I do think the altcoin market is going to do incredibly well, especially because of our new administration that we have in this market. We have a new administration that's going to be, I expect, I should say, it's speculation here, that there's going to be a lot more of support and empowerment, encouragement in some ways of what the development and capital that can be participating in this market, meaning VC development, the fact that it's going to become safer to have an altcoin company that is US based. And if we get the zero capital gains on coins that are US based, that is just a whole next level of empowerment and basically a magnet that's going to bring innovation back to the US, where the majority of the capital is in these markets. Guys, what is about to come is just so exciting. So when we see this and we see that we just broke past the average US retirement savings, it's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. Just think about how and where money is going to flow into this market coming up. Maybe Bitcoin becomes more primarily focused with institutions, corporations, and nation states. But that capital flow, if this does still go up and you all are still holding, I do think that that's going to translate over into an incredible bull market for altcoins as well because of that. Now let's look at some of the other bullish cases. Microstrategy this morning, they announced, it probably happened over the last several days, Microstrategy bought additional 51,780 Bitcoin, $4.6 billion worth. Remember, about a week ago, they bought over $2 billion worth. They are stacking like there's no tomorrow at the price up here, in the 90,000s. And you're worried if it's topped, man, you just have the wrong time horizon. Get off the 3-minute chart because this is about to get really exciting. Now we also see, we said it right here again, this is from Quentin. MicroStrategy bought 51,780 last week. ETFs bought 20,560 Bitcoin last week. Nations and institutions are openly telling they will make strategic Bitcoin reserves. Supply on exchanges is low, meaning you don't have much supply. That demand is going to have exponential impact on price moving to the upside once it starts kicking off, which it already has. Why isn't Bitcoin moving? What are you talking about? 40% move to the upside since November 5th. We need a little bit of time to push a little consolidation, push little consolidation, heating up for the most exciting bull run in the history of Bitcoin. Then we see supply exchange is low. Only 450 Bitcoin are mined a day. So supply it's not like they're not gonna print new supply. You got to be utterly stupid if you're selling at this point. And I do agree with that. And I hate the harsh language, but it's true. You're short-sighted if you are selling at these levels. And then we got Mara. This is going to be a persistent trend. Mara, a mining company, is adopting the MicroStrategy playbook, planning to sell $700 million in convertible notes to primarily purchase Bitcoin and refinance existing convertible notes, buying more Bitcoin, raising money to buy Bitcoin, just like MicroStrategy. Global healthcare group Cosmos Health adopts Bitcoin as treasury reserve asset. These dominoes are falling at an exponential rate. Chinese electric vehicle company Kaiksen is buying a Bitcoin mining company in the Middle East. Maybe they're not able to directly buy Bitcoin, but they're getting exposure on tangential assets. And then we see Bloomberg hosts just speculated about Bitcoin being included in a future U.S. sovereign wealth fund. And then, of course, wrapping this section out, we got Goldman Sachs is turning its digital asset platform into an industry-owned blockchain for lightning fast trading and settlement. Blockchain is the rails of the future. But I think more than anything, you guys are tired of seeing these stories. You're tired of getting your skirts blown up about the bullishness that's in the background. This is setting the framework. This is setting the playbook for what is to come. When you understand the fundamentals, the context in the fundamentals and what it's laying out about where things are more or less likely going, then you can understand that where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's not just smoke in terms of bullish smoke in this market. There is a bed of napalm that is waiting in a room without oxygen yet, with a lighter lit, waiting for that crack to happen. And that crack to happen is breaking $100,000, getting the biggest marketing push for this asset we've ever seen ever, because it's going to be on every different mainstream news media broadcast, social media, the chatter between people. What is coming is nothing short of freaking phenomenal. And I've been in this market since 2016. We can, in some ways, cannot believe we are here. Although we wanted to hope for it to happen, it is happening at a record pace right now, and the snowball effect is getting quicker and quicker. So what are we looking at? Well, retail investors are starting to come back in. Bitcoin transaction volume under 100K hits a 3-year high, meaning not institutional money, the smaller money, everything, 90K, 40K, 20K, 7K, retail focused amounts spiking up here, hitting a 3-year high all the way back here from where we were in this 2021 run. You could argue this may be higher, but we're starting to see retail come in as we're starting to see the flood of institutions flood in also. But my question to you all is this. Remember, we're doing a giveaway here in a little bit. We're going to dive into some TA, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of your favorite altcoins. But my question to you is this. Have you hit that like button? Have you subscribed to the channel? Have you gone down and dung, is that the right word? Dung that little bell, dinged this bell. Make sure it says subscribe. Make sure you got this all thing on so you can see when we're going live with the private member streams and stuff. So when you have that notification on, you get to see it. And then, of course, our links for our various partners are right here. Get involved. And if you're watching on Twitter, remember, actually, if you're watching YouTube or Twitter, make sure you head over to this live stream tweet today. Hit the retweet button. Hit the like button. This enters you to win. We draw every week on Monday. Sometimes we draw a couple when a ton of people are getting engaged, hitting that retweet, sharing this out to their friends and family, showing you like this kind of crypto content. We try to give away more goods and, wonderfulness out to you guys. So shout out to everybody that does participate. You can go over here at Kelly Kellum or at Academy BitLab to do that. Now, getting back over here, retail's coming back in, but we want to look at the numbers. I forgot to mention this. Paul Tudor Jones has increased his fund's Bitcoin holdings by 5x. One of the best investors of our probably ever. Incredible. Now, where are we at? Well, look at this, and I do want to urge caution. As bullish as we are, This is this pink line right here. We are exactly, I'm talking exactly on target for where the market could have somewhat expected to be based on the last two cycles performance from the day of the market cycle low to where we're at literally on a day basis. You see this day, it counts the days out. We are right on target for where we're at. And I do want you to notice in both of the previous cycles, right about exactly where we're at right now. You have to realize, as bullish as we are, it does not eliminate the fact that there are emotional moves that trigger washouts before the major move. In fact, we saw it in this 2020 into 2021 cycle, this one right here. I outlined this on my Twitter the other day. We had a nice move up that basically got people really excited, flattened out, and then washed people out to the downside before going up. But when you look at where we're at right now, right in this zone, I want you to notice the parabola starts to form. It starts to move to the upside. On both cases of the last two cycles, we saw a bit of a consolidation and small sell-off. We saw a push up and the sell-off. In both of the last two cases, where we're at right now, we have pushed up. Are we going to get either a little bit of, could be a month, could be a week, could be some matter of days, or having that move to the downside, making people think we're going to go down and fill that CME gap down to $80,000. This is what we need to pay attention to. Is it 80,000 or 70? I can't even remember. Let's look. Let's look at the data. So yeah, $78,000 to $80,000 CME gap. And we actually formed another one over this weekend that we already filled. Let's get down to the 2 hour. That is this gap right here. So you see this gap. This was this weekend CME futures gap right here. Boom, boom. We pushed up, filled it, and then came back down. Is this a bit of a bear trap? And then go. Either way, everybody, a lot of longer term, basically professional traders, a lot of people are looking, this has got to come down and fill. And maybe it does. But I'm of the opinion that so many people are going to be focused on this, that if the price does break down, will likely come down right here and not quite get to it, really trapping people in shorts to the downside because they're going to be waiting to take profits until it gets down to there. But we're going to have to see how this plays out. As it stands right now, looking at what's going on, price action pushing up, and we've got a long way to go in this market for upside. So let's look at these levels. Let's talk about what's going on in this market because this is exciting to see. The market is pumping. If you have been watching here on the BitLab stream for some time, you know I get some things wrong, but the large majority of these levels that I've been calling out, even the time frame, remember I drew this box out. Where's it at? Where is it at? Did I delete it? I hope I didn't. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart. That's why. There we go. Right here. This box, we drew this box out when the price was back here on April 19th, when the halving happened. I talked about some sideways consolidation, and this is going to be the area in which price breaks out to the upside. And look at this. We broke down into it and then across it made a move, basically stair-stepped up. And then as soon as this ended, boom, we've got now a beautiful bull flag that this has sort of transitioned into as it stands right now. That shows that we are actually on the precipice of maybe breaking out of this. So what are we to do today? What are we to do today? Well, first off, hold on to your butts because this is getting exciting. Watch for washouts. Watch, as we saw on many of the altcoins, a potential move down that traps people short, comes back up like this, traps you up, comes back down, and then launches. I'm watching for a double washout here if we don't just get a God candle out of this. So washout to the downside, basically tricking people that this is truly breaking out, coming back, trap, and then go. I think this is very highly likely that we will see something like this. If we do not, that's okay. Let me close my email because it is dinging in the background right now. There we go. Either way, we're watching this area right in here for something like that, something like this, or even something like this. Okay, 3 different scenarios here that we're watching. Let's go ahead and do this one. I'm going to make this red. But Kelly, you say it could go up or it could go down, or what the hell? This is how you understand setting up your probabilities in this market. Nothing's going to be guaranteed. Actually, let's do this one yellow. You have to prepare for all different scenarios. So, and then figure out which direction the likelihoods are stacking towards. We're going to leave this just like this. Okay. Now, as it stands right now, let's get back out to the 8 hour. Let's double click here, pull up the BitLab trading stack. Okay. So now as price, let's go to a different chart that's a little bit cleaner. There we go. There we go. 6 hour, 4 hour, actually. Come on. Come on. You can do it, baby. There we go. So we did have this sort of symmetrical triangle, bull pennant, bull flag, which just has a target up there and around $107,000, $110,000. But we have work to do to get there. $100,000 is the biggest psychological level this market has seen yet. It was elusive last cycle. I think there's a little bit of consternation, a little bit of PTSD from last cycle here until we're able to break above it. In fact, I'm even concerned that if we do break up to like 102, we get a lot of orders coming in that just get flushed with the sell-off back down to 90 and then something like that. But $100,000 is a major psychological level, but it also will bring with it a major amount of press and just awareness as that happens. So as we're looking at this, we do have positive money flow. The VWAP's angled to the upside. Stochastics came down and tried to bounce, but look at this. The RSI is not, it's not able to break out of this zone. If the RSI is able to break out above this, basically the 64% sort of mark, as we can see here on the 4 hour, then I do think that this will have legs to make another move to the upside. But as it stands right now, Bitcoin is just, it's testing these levels, getting people excited. We're seeing the market. Let's get up here. We're seeing the market get excited with a little bit of nice movement. Look at this. H-bar up 55%. Tezos, I haven't thought about this one in years. 38%. Constellation DAG, one of those ones we've been stacking into. 32%. PAL AI, 23%. We are seeing some pretty damn good movement in this market right now. So let's go through some of these coins and talk about it. We talked about Ethereum already. Sideways action. It broke out of this symmetrical triangle, came all the way up here. Look at this, to this macro, semi-macro. Here's let's see. All right, from the top up here, this is a macro. From the top to the bottom, the golden pocket right here is what we're fighting on this macro high and low from this cycle. We're fighting right here at the golden pocket. Once Ethereum can clear through this, the next level we're really watching is up here at that $4,000 mark, which is also roughly about what the target is out of this. You see, this takes it all the way up here. If you're on, let's see, if you're on linear, it's a bit smaller, which is right about at that level. You see, coming up here, $4,000, $4,200. But breaking above this and tackling these two zones, 3,900, 4,100, clearing that, I think we'll start to see pretty good momentum, not only for ETH, but for altcoins in general as well. If we do get a bit more of a pullback on the market, like for instance, if Bitcoin does have that washout, then I do expect Ethereum will likely come down and test these range highs right here, basically this blue level zone, basically about 2,700 to 3,000. In fact, I think this would likely hold in this zone, just short of that. Now we look at ETH to Bitcoin. This has just been bleeding. If this can, once this starts to basically roll over, we want to see this break above this zone right in here, break back up into this this is a pretty long time frame, back here to March 2020. See, I'm on the daily here. March 2020. This could actually go a bit further. September 2019. So when this starts to roll over, we got to tackle this. We got to tackle this. And then this will start to have that real Ethereum flood into it, if it comes. But remember, there's a lot of attention on Solana right now. In fact, it's going to be interesting to see how this altcoin market plays out because of the shift in supreme focus. Or is Ethereum just going to outpace everybody? But let's go ahead and look at Solana. Solana making those moves, 239, 240. And look at this. We've got this beautiful bull flag right here. The next target on this, it goes all the way up here into basically $281. We're kind of halfway there with this move. Is this, I do believe it's on its way, not quite yet, breaking previous all-time high. It was at 260, about $260 all-time high on the Coinbase chart, at least. But this, look at this expansion, a little bit of slowing. Now expansion again. If this is a 3-day candle, if this candle closes like this, let's get down to the 4-hour chart. Look at this. Again, if Bitcoin has a pretty big spill, one of those washouts, I do expect things like Solana, Ethereum, all these will likely have their pullback as well. And this would be, I'd be watching for, basically 222, this zone right here. But then also if this is lost, if this comes down and is lost, then we're looking at price action coming back. Let's actually do a fib, option F, from the bottom to the top. And look at that. 222, and then the 382 right here is 213. 188 is kind of where I think if this really started to spill, I wouldn't even go that far. I'd say about right here, 193. This would be, I don't want to say dream buy, but this would be an excellent buy if the price action, God dang it, click. If the price action does spill that far. But things are getting more on the bullish case here. And if we see MicroStrategy accelerate, because they just did a $2 billion buy, a $4 billion buy. If they do another $2 or $3 billion buy in the next week or two, you're starting a strong rush of momentum for buying pressure in the market. And then we come over here to things like Link. Let's get out here to the 12-hour. Price action consolidating sideways here for, let's look at this, about 94 days. Similar to what we saw on Ethereum, breakout, retest, and now look, broke past this high right here. We're up here at 1545. What's the next level? We already had this marked on here from quite a while ago. We'd be looking at the price action. Next level we're really watching is up here at the 19 range. Now, we could argue that there's another sort of smaller zone here in the $17 range with these range lows, these range highs. See that? Kind of have these lows and these highs tell you that this is a number to watch. So as this does rotate to the upside, if this does have continuation, we're watching this zone here and then ultimately this zone here. We do have positive money flow here on the 12-hour. The momentum has come down a bit, and that's okay. Stochastics are angled up. RSI is angled up. The VWAP is trying to get a positive spread here. As it stands right now, it's came up, rejected. It's trying to break through here. And we do have 3 bullish signals and 3 neutral signals. So it's almost on it's like neutral bullish sort of sentiment as it stands right now. But this looks like it wants to make a move. But as it stands, this very well, remember, what did I talk about with Bitcoin? And this would translate to altcoins. We could see a little bit of this, move up, come up, and actually end up form a bit of a range here before it makes that next leg up. Do not mess this up jumping at every move. Then XRP had that, look at this melt up to the upside. And we're starting to form what could be a bit of a bull pennant, a bull flag, something like this right in here. But we are holding right here at the 1.382 extension. The next level up is up here at $1.29. We already broke through $1. This is incredible. I actually was just kind of, I don't want to say shitting on, but I was speaking not too positively about XRP to a friend the other day. But hey, maybe this incredibly long tried and true community, maybe we get some pretty strong momentum here with XRP, but this is the start of it. We're getting that move up. If we get a little consolidation here and that next break to the upside, then, maybe you do start, maybe this does melt faces. Maybe we do get up here into the $1.85 level. It's all going to depend on the velocity and momentum of this market as a whole. As we move into the end of the year, get probably a little bit of tax harvesting around the end of the year for the market. And then that next explosion into the new administration confirmation around January 20th. Then we see, look at this. Bull flag, breakout. Bull flag, breakout. We're getting another almost bit of a bull flag. But watch out here with Cardano because we are right at this level. pretty key level, 79 cents, pushed up into it, fell back out. And we do see that the weekly, the VWAP is trying to, it is angled down. Stochastics look like they're trying to roll over. Let's look at the 4-hour. Had some bearish divergence here on the RSI, on the stochastics, on the momentum. And look at this. The VWAP here is angled down. The money flow is starting to come down a little bit, but I wouldn't count this out. I think the market's at that hesitation zone, and all models, everything you're looking at on this TA might just get shattered if Bitcoin gets a God candle that gets enacted here in the next week or two. You never know with where we're at in this market cycle as we're seeing it right now. ONDO pushing up into that dollar mark, 98 cents. And where did it push up to? Right into that zone that we outlined a couple weeks ago. And that is these highs. We can actually extend this further. These highs, these lows, this high, low. See this rejection, bounce, rejection. And now we're getting pushing right up into it. There's a hesitation here because of all this price memory. Once that next level up that I'd be watching is probably, I'd say about right here. Next level up, $1.28. Then the level after that is up here at the previous and recent all-time highs. ONDO being one of the newer projects, but already dubbed pretty solidly with, what they're doing with integrations with BlackRock. And also now they're accessing and integrating with things on Solana, as we saw with news over the weekend. So this is something, if this does pull back, I'm looking for this range right here. I'm llooking for an opportunity in this zone, 82 cents. If it does fall further down here at about, as we outlined, 76 cents. But the market is so exciting right now. Breaking out of the zone here on Avalanche. Sideways range, broke above these highs. We're really watching for this zone on Avalanche right here. We have this chop, this rejection, bounce, rejection. And this is up here at the $40 to $44 range. And then the next level up after that, I'd be really watching is up here in the, 60s. Look at this nice rounding, large momentum waves, smaller momentum waves. The only thing I would say here, looking at this on the 12-hour, the VWAP is angled to the downside, and this stochastics looks like it's trying to roll over or start to, but what does it look like with a little more granularity? Yeah. It just looks like everybody's playing the waiting game as it stands right now. Near protocol. Okay, got the range here. If we can clear this, remember we measured this move. Are we on? Oops, that's the wrong thing. Get on here, baby. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'd be watching here. I don't want to measure that. If we clear this is that next level I'm watching up here at 852. And then I do think this is going to be run city. If this clears up into here, I think that's going to be bullish to the Maximus. And BitTensor still loading up here. Nice impulse to the upside. Signal to break down. We got the breakdown. Signal that it's going to break up. We got it. And we do have some concern here because we do have a potential head and shoulders here on BitTensor right in this zone. See shoulder, head, shoulder. However, it's not taking the bait. This isn't clearly a head and shoulders until you get the break to the downside, confirmation and continuation. As it stands right now, this is potentially trying to form that, but this right shoulder is bouncing. If this pushes up and gets, I would say above about 566, then I would kind of consider this not potential head and shoulders anymore. But be careful here. That's why I have it in the title of this video. There is cause for, as bullish as everything is, watch for a flash washout, especially with everything that's going on geopolitically on the other side of the planet right now, everybody. We got 522 people in the room right now. Big love to each and every one of you. We are hyper-focused on what we can do for our lives moving forward. And with that being said, sometimes I get lost in my own TA because I can't see. We get lost in all the charts and the lines. You don't know what to pay attention to. So you bring on your boy, you bring him on. That's Mr. Matthew Hyland. How you doing, good sir?
What's up, Kelly? Yeah, I saw you were streaming and everything, so I was like, I'll just pop on real fast.
Give us the
Usually I'm
goods,
not
baby.
awake. Let's see. I think I shared my chart.
Yes, you did.
All right, so let me move this back.
Now, I just want
Okay.
to shout out real quick. We got everybody that's in the room right now. You're here. You're getting this crypto content. Make sure you engage with the stuff. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Ding the bell. Make sure. Remember, we do giveaway every week. Make sure you head over here and onto my Twitter or onto Matthew's Twitter or onto anybody's Twitter that is sharing this and hit that repost. Hit that like button. Got Mr. Matthew Hyland on sharing the alpha. Come join. You got to let the people know where the content's at. So getting back over to Mr. Hyland.
All right, so for Bitcoin, if you've been following me, I had said originally, like when we were down here, once we broke out, that the first target was around $88,000 or $89,000 as the first Fibonacci target. If you're unfamiliar on how to do this, it's a tool right here on the side. You take it from the high to the low. So the low is this wick down here in August, and then that's all you have to do, and use the 1.618 and then the 2.618, and you could add more. Oops, this kind of moved. So essentially, okay, there we go. So it came up to the first target, and now it's kind of consolidating on this first target. And in my opinion, after a really big move up like this, whenever you see any coin or asset move up like this, and it doesn't pull back and it starts to consolidate, that usually means it wants to eventually continue up. So I think the likelier thing to happen at this point for Bitcoin is some sort of consolidation. Maybe we create like a bull flag or a pennant, or maybe we create like a ascending triangle, some sort of pattern, right? And then continue up. And the next target actually falls, the next Fibonacci target falls at around $113,000. And I believe I saw someone post on Twitter, they had the same target, and I think they treated this kind of as like a bull flag. Yeah, it comes around the same area, around that $113,000 level. So if Bitcoin were to consolidate, I think it would break through 100K maybe on the first attempt. I'm not frozen, right? You
No,
can
no,
still
you're
hear me.
good.
Okay. Yeah, it was like frozen for a second on my screen. Okay. The first target would be up here around 113. So I think that if this consolidates, I think we're going to slice through 100K actually. If we were to I'd say at this point, if we were to had just continued straight up to 100K, I think maybe we would have gotten rejected at. But I think now, well, I think we're gonna slice through it. And really, it's just two trains of thoughts. Either you're going to see a lot of selling at that level, or you're going to see a lot of buying and FOMO. And I'm going to have to lean toward the FOMO buying. I think there is some selling going on right now. This is kind of the consolidation, but we're seeing buyers also step in and buy at these levels. There's a lot of people outside of crypto that don't have any exposure that just found out that Bitcoin, has moved up. A lot of people in the financial markets, the stock market, while the stock market was moving up for the past 6 months, looked at Bitcoin and kind of saw it going sideways. Wasn't as exciting, wasn't as, there wasn't as much going on. And of course there was always a chance. I didn't think it was likely by any means that, we get another double top. I didn't think that was likely. And obviously now we've broken through that. So that's not the case whatsoever. So Bitcoin looks really well. If we look at Ethereum, it came up to this resistance zone. This is, if you look on the weekly time frame, this is where the major resistance is. So Ethereum, once when it gets through this area, will probably be in the clear to go as well up to this local high from earlier in the year. If you look at others looks nice. This was an inverse head and shoulders pattern. We discussed this on your show, Kelly, a few times actually through the summer, that this was setting up. We broke through this resistance, got up to this next resistance. And now really, if we can get through here, it pushed to the local highs. And then after that, you'd have a chance to push up to the all-time highs of the year. And now let me just, I want to find a chart I had posted on Twitter. It was about 3 or 4 days ago. It's too much to set up right now, live on stream, but let me see if I can find it. Just give me 1 second.
And that I'll
Share
throw on
this.
here just to highlight the liquidity chart here. We got this is a zone, interestingly, right here at the 92.9, basically $93,000. If you look at this on the chart, $93,000 also represents us coming up here and testing this basically this all-time high zone. I do think that if we're able to squeeze through that, we'll likely get a pretty quick move up to this 1.382, which is 96,240. And in fact, I was on Gary Cardone Spaces last night, and everybody was asking where they thought the high of this week would be, or where price would potentially be on Friday. And I actually said $96,000, and it's right at this level. But it's going to be very interesting. To your point, Matt, once we get up into this upper, 90, the upper half of the 90s, 90, 95 or above, 96, 97, it's going to be very interesting to see, because you even have people like Max Kaiser, who's the ultra Bitcoin maxi, who said the first time he would ever take any profits is at $100,000. I do wonder if there's going to be a sell wall that starts to form a profit taking up there. And if so, if the sort of race to get in under 100 will kind of eat that alive. And like you said, if we just start, because we're going to get the biggest press push we've ever seen for Bitcoin. Once price pushes into 96, 98, 99, everybody's going to be talking about it on every mainstream news media outlet. And so the question is going to be, do people think that's too high so they don't buy, or do people rush in before it continues on? This is why these markets are so fun, because we got to attack it on a daily basis and always adjust our outlook.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, and that's usually also what ultimately, like last time around, and it's kind of in this chart as well. Bitcoin dominance actually topped the day that Bitcoin hit $30,000 last cycle, so that was like the first big psychological level after we broke through 20,000. The next one was 30,000, and the reason it probably topped was because the price was high, obviously, so people want to go down the risk curve at that point. And look for other opportunities. But obviously, Bitcoin after that still went up over 100%. So even if Bitcoin, if we do see people look down the risk curve at 100,000, Bitcoin can still have a big move. And really, the biggest moves
click on that chart. Click on that chart to make it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, much better.
So this chart is essentially this is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and alt in 2024. And I posted this 3 days ago, so we kind of had a bounce for all three of these actually. But if you look, there's like similar structure. A lot of this stuff has been playing out exactly the same. If you look at Bitcoin when it broke 20K, this was the day it broke 20K. It moved up and then consolidated and then moved up and broke $30,000. So now for Bitcoin, now we saw the same thing. We see it move up. We've been consolidating the last 3 days. If it was updated, you see a little bit more, a few more candles here now. And this was at 87,000. We're at 91,000 now. Now for Ethereum, same thing. This was a day Bitcoin broke all-time highs back in 2020. Ethereum got a move up, but then went down. Actually, it went below where it was at the day Bitcoin broke 2020. Or $20,000, and now it's Ethereum, same thing. We had to move up, kind of pull back. I think we went almost to 3,000, and then since then, last 3 days, we've kind of bounced. So we're now at 3,100. This was around 3,065, and now the alts, same thing. This is others. This is the day Bitcoin broke $20,000, moved up, and then we actually had a 30% correction on others back in 2020. So even though the alts did see like this pullback last week, kind of. It wasn't as severe, and we didn't come close to going below. And obviously now others is back actually at this high. So my point is that this is playing out very similar. If we go to Bitcoin dominance topped last time 18 days after Bitcoin broke $20,000, or the all-time highs at that time. So we're about, 13 days since the election. So maybe over the next week, or maybe it is possible Bitcoin dominance is already topped. The case for that would be that this was the night of the election right here. So since the night of the election, despite Bitcoin going up from 75K all the way to 93K, dominance is down. So that was a major move by Bitcoin, like for Bitcoin standards. It just went vertical, and despite that, dominance is actually down over that time period. So there is a case for that. I would say really the strong confirmation that that dominance has topped would be to break below this support resistance area around 57-ish. If we see Bitcoin dominance lose that, then I think we're really going to see alts start to fly. And with that said, with alts too, especially a lot of people, you see certain coins pumping, or a few of your coins are pumping, but some of them aren't doing much. Uh, I think you just have to be patient. Most of these coins, especially if you have ones that are listed on major exchanges like Coinbase, will probably eventually catch a bid at some point. So I think chasing the hot coin at the moment, it might work for some, but it probably won't work for most. And at some point, uh, or usually, I'd say most people that uh, don't move around too much and chase end up doing better. So it's almost like at this point, your hardest thing, like mentally, to do at this point would just be to just be patient and not make too many moves, in my opinion, if you want to outperform most people. um it's just a lot of distractions. So like for me especially, like I am looking at the charts, but I'm also kind of trying to get my mind away from the charts in crypto as well. Because if you just stare at these charts all day, you're gonna scroll through and see, if I go through like my thing, you'll see so many coins. You're like, oh, that coin's up 15%. That looks good, but this one I don't have, or this one I have isn't really moving. You're just gonna get tempted to move stuff around, and then you end up selling for that coin, and then that coin kind of stalls out, and then the one you sold starts to move. That often happens. So, and really, if you look at this, we haven't started anything for the alts. We haven't seen major gains. There have been some coins that have done like a 2x or 3x recently, but in an alt season, or when the dominance drops, we just start to see things go up 5, 10x significantly. And really, this period, I'm not sure why these boxes are like this. Let me fix this. So this is Bitcoin dominance. Let me go to the monthly time frame. When you see this drop, this is usually also when Bitcoin does really well. I'm gonna open up a Bitcoin chart. It's loading. I guess it doesn't like me today. So when Bitcoin dominance dropped here in 2020 or 2017, right here, this is when it started. That's when Bitcoin was around $2,000 or $1,000. So dominance dropping also propelled Bitcoin. And then back here as well, when dominance started to drop right here, that's when Bitcoin made its big move all the way up to $65,000. So that's more proof, in my opinion, that Bitcoin has not made its major move yet. Because usually when Bitcoin is, the last two times when Bitcoin has reached its top, when it's made its parabolic run, Bitcoin dominance is dropping. So we haven't seen that yet. And I think that will happen again. I do understand that there's a case there are Bitcoin maximalists, kind of, that say, well, nothing else has the ETF. So we won't see like something like that again. And I disagree. I just think, I think it's just human nature to look down the risk curve, especially with all the changes that are coming with the SEC in January. That will be significant, and that's when, in my opinion, you'll start to see a lot of the larger money move into the alt space, and have exposure, or start to gain exposure to the alts. Just because between now and then, it's probably not worth it to end up with an SEC lawsuit or something. And I don't think the SEC at this point would, file a lawsuit, but you never know with them. And it's just not worth the headache. And we're only now 50 days away or 60 days away from the changes occurring, and it's possible Gary Gensler is going to resign before then. It appears. So it's super close. And the alts. I think the alts, and it's interesting too. We are seeing some of the older alts start to move. If you look at like Cardano, and even XRP. And it's funny, I posted on Twitter actually about XRP. I said, imagine if XRP pumping is the kill shot for Bitcoin dominance. Like that would be that's like the crazy timeline, of all the reasons for Bitcoin dominance to top. Like this candle right here, this brought about, I'm not sure how much it doubled XRP's market cap, and XRP's market cap is currently around 65 billion. So 32 billion was added to XRP's market cap in the last week, which is a significant amount. That's almost, I believe, 10% of what Ethereum is currently valued at. Ethereum's probably 380. So this actually affects Bitcoin dominance significantly. Like this helped bring Bitcoin dominance down last week. Ethereum didn't really do too much, but XRP going up, Cardano going up, Doge going up. These larger ones are helping to contribute to that. So yeah, the market. I think we have a good year ahead, and I think that we are definitely on track and on pace to eventually see this run. So
do you think that XRP, after the 3-year slumber of very lack of follow through, do you think that it's kind of in a position to where, because some people talk about some of these older coins, some of these older, almost dinosaur coins, you can call them now, XRP, Cardano, Ethereum, in this case, XRP. Do you think that because of shaking off some of the changes of the SEC and the somewhat resolution of what's happening with everything they're doing, do you think that it can actually catch a bid and be a performer this cycle? Or do you think it's going to be like under a $2 top? Or do you think it's going to be something that can, actually have a run up to break previous all-time highs?
I think it has a shot. And I always said this about XRP. I said either it's never going to do much at all, or if it ever breaks out, it's going to do something like pretty significant. Maybe if it breaks out of this area, like this consolidation, I would have to look at the market cap. So it could probably get to like maybe $10 plus potentially. That would be what? That would be, let's see, 650. 600.
What's the measure move
maybe
out of that?
If we flagged it as a pennant,
Well, it wouldn't be the flag. It'd be the width, of that symmetrical triangle.
Yeah.
I think.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think the flag would be a way overshoot.
Even that's around 945. So yeah, that's around the $10 range. And I would think, and you know what's interesting? XRP did actually flip Ethereum back in the day. I'm not sure if you remember that.
Yeah.
It flipped Ethereum in 2018, I think during the bear market, maybe like on one of these pumps back here, maybe this pump right here before it continued lower. It's an interesting coin. This is promising though. This is a really good sign, at least, seeing this pump. If you look at the monthly though, it is interesting too. If you go back to how similar everything just continues to play out. This is November of 2020. This is a big green monthly candle right here. The following month it ended up pulling back. I don't remember why, or for what reason. Maybe that was when the lawsuit was filed, or was the lawsuit filed at the top maybe. But regardless, then XRP moved up too, and Doge is doing the same thing. Cardano is doing the same thing. All these coins are just doing it right on time. Ethereum starting to do it. So it's just crazy how this stuff just plays out exactly the same. And we everyone over the last 4 years or 3 years has has been trying to figure out how things are going to play out. And essentially at the end of the day, it all, ends up the same.
It's an exciting time to be in the market, especially going into holiday season. Everybody here has been stacking into this, with hope. Does the data actually play out? And it's feeling like it's going that way. So exciting time. And I appreciate you, Matthew, for popping in here and saying what's up. Everybody, if you haven't yet, make sure you head over to @MatthewHyland_. And he's also got a YouTube channel. Make sure you check him out. Oh, I still got to get with you. I got to teach you. We're gonna do some thumbnail stuff. I'm gonna help you out with that. But make sure you're following him here, everybody. But thanks for coming on, Matthew. I got to do the giveaway here and then send everybody over to Blockchain Basement.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice talking to you and everything. And maybe later this week we'll do a full episode. If I'm up in the morning, it's just 10:30 in the morning. It's just too much for me sometimes. Yeah,
for sure. I'm heading to Vegas tomorrow night for a crypto thing that's at the Formula One event in Vegas, and I'm DJing.
Awesome.
I'm DJing at Mike Tyson's house on Thursday.
Oh, awesome! There you go.
I don't even know how that came.
You have to get me in there.
Yeah, if you're out there, you're more than welcome to come. But
let's see what happens.
All right, brother. Well, good talking to you, and everybody. We're about to do the giveaway. Thank you very much, Mr. Matthew Hyland.
All right, take it easy, Kelly.
All right, later, brother. All right, everybody. We got to do that giveaway. The numbers that you gave at the very beginning of the stream were 8 and 33. 33 divided by 8 is 4.125, which we're going to round down to 4. So that is going to be the 4th day of the week last week, which is November 14th. And if we go over here on November 14th, let's go ahead and go to view engagement. Quotes 1, 2. We're going to do now the number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nicholas Maymaris, you get an Arculus. So I will send you a message right now. Let's see. Gonna get you set up with an Arculus U1. I just spelled that wrong. There you go. Boom. So shout out to Mr. Nicholas Maymaris. Big love to every one of you. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you head over to nordvpn.com/BitLab for 4 months free. Best VPN out there. I've been using it for 4 years. I wanted to make sure I get you guys the deals on the things that are actually useful, things that we do out here. Head over to lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal to take advantage of that deal. Once we break past $100,000, that deal is going away. And you get 15 days free plus 30+% off for the life of your account. So take advantage of that while you can't. And then, of course, getarculus.com. Use code LAB10, or you're going to want to try either BitLab 20 or Lab 20 for 20% off. See which one of those works. Getarculus.com for the best crypto cold storage solution out there. And then, of course, you got that link directly below the video right here. Make sure you have subscribed on. Make sure you have all notifications turned on. And right here, join our free traders group. It's right here. Sign up with CoinW. You get incredible deals on there with fees and all that sort of stuff. You could trade alongside of us, and you get access to our Telegram group, which has a whole section of free course content that's going to be deployed this week as well. Finally, I'm getting with Morel tomorrow to get that deployed. So big shout out to all of you. If you are watching on Twitter, all those links are directly below the video right in here. But that's all I got today, everybody. We're going to head over to Blockchain Basement now. Big love to each and every one of you. This is what we've been waiting for. So let's make sure we can stick to it. So adios, muchachos.